Think honey is just sweetener? Wrong. Honey is living medicine. The last time I shared a single honey recipe, people flooded in the comments. Sore throat gone, sinuses clear, immune system's firing on all cylinders. So why stop with one? Stick around, I'm about to show you 5 of the most powerful honey combos you've ever tried. Plus one ancient technique that makes the honey 10 times more powerful, backed by science, rooted in history, and way cheaper than your last trip to CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, whatever it is. Honey is often just dismissed. Well, it's just sugar, Drew. That's like saying Tom Brady is just a guy that throws a ball. Technically true, but you're missing about 99% of the story. Yes, honey is mostly fructose and glucose, but the rest? The gold? The enzymes, the polyphenols, the peptides, the organic aids, the trace minerals, together, they make honey self-preserving. It literally lasts a millennia without spoiling. What do you think that's doing inside your body? Honey sucks out the water out of microbes like a biological vacuum, leaving them shriveled and useless. Acidity. With a pH of around 3.5, honey is basically a microbial bouncer. No pathogens allowed in here, folks. Enzymes. Bees lace nectar with glucose oxidase, which releases hydrogen peroxide into honey, the same stuff you clean cuts with, but it's literally drip-fed naturally. Polyphenols, compounds like quercetin and chrysin, actually fight free radicals, inflammation, and vascular damage. Then there's the defense one, right? The bee-made peptide that punches holes in bacterial cells like microscopic Deadpool katanas. And then there's the antimicrobial bit. A study published in the PLOS One found that medical-grade honey killed antibiotic-resistant bacteria strains. Medical-grade honey was a broad-spectrum antimicrobial efficiency with no known resistant pathogens and is effective against clinical bacteria and fungal isolates. What? That's why archaeologists find honey in jars from thousands of years ago. They weren't buying dessert. They were storing medicine, people. And today, clinical studies back it up. Honey accelerates wound healing. I've used honey for rashes. I've seen people use medical-grade honey for eczema, for healing up cuts, scrapes. It literally regulates inflammation. I've kept bees for over a decade. I've been a beekeeper. And when you sit by the field of bees and you're surrounded by the sound and you drop into a theta state, you'll start getting some messages, people. I don't want to be the weird woo-woo guy, but they're on a whole nother cosmic multi-dimensional universe as it exists anyway. Pure therapy without the copay. Bees themselves shouldn't be able to fly. Look at their wings. They're too small for their bodies. The big bumblebee, right? But they generate a vortex around their body that science hasn't really figured out yet. They build with perfect hexagons. One of nature's most efficient structures, each cell resonating with precision. That energy, that vibration gets stored in honey. So when you eat raw honey, you're not just eating sugar, you're tapping into the living geometry and biochemistry. And when you mix it with the right herbs and roots, its power multiplies. So let's get into it. Honey, maca, and green tea. This has been one of my favorite pre-workouts since the beginning of time. Maca root, loaded with macamides that support hormone balance and stamina. It's like Mother Nature's Viagra. Green tea brings in the L-theanine for cognitive focus, and the EGCG is so good for clean focus, endurance, anti-aging, loaded with antioxidants. Naturally lowers DHT, so if you have thinning hair, green tea is a good thing to have as well. And honey provides quick glucose and slow burn of fructose. Together you get a natural pre-workout that's smooth, steady, and doesn't leave your face planning mid-set. Honey and rosemary. Who would have thunk it, right? The Greeks wore rosemary garlands while studying. Turns out, rosemary literally increases cognitive function by 18%, just the smell of it. It's the rosmarinic acid with the carnosic acid, which boosts blood flow to the brain and protects neurons. Infuse it in honey, you stabilize those compounds, and suddenly you've got a brain tonic that tastes like dessert instead of disappointment. Then there's fermented honey, garlic, turmeric, and ginger. Now this is the immunity supercharger right here. Garlic's allicin is a microbial wrecking ball. Unstable on its own, stabilized by honey's acidity. Turmeric's curcumin fights inflammation. Gingerols from ginger soothe digestion, and fermentation kicks it all up a notch, adding probiotics and organic acids. After 2 weeks, you've got a bubbling living tonic. 1 spoonful a day and your immune system is basically doing more push-ups than it ever has. Number 4, honey and healing herbs. This is nature's first aid kit. It already heals up wounds on its own. It seals, it sterilizes, it speeds recovery. But infuse it with the right herbs and you basically have a medieval ER unit in your house. Here's the cheat sheet. Calendula. Calendula kicks collagen into high gear. Thymol busts open the cell's walls, which fight the infection. Comfrey is packed with allantoin, which is a tissue repair turbo button. And then there's lavender, which peach, the linalool in lavender calms the irritation and smells like you didn't just fall in a rose bush. Then there's plantain leaves, which have the aucubin, which cools bites. So if you want to cool it down, cool the sting, it helps with rashes. It's got this anti-itching effect. Depending on what you need, you can throw the herbs in a jar about a quarter full, drown them in raw honey, and let it sit for 1 to 2 weeks. Apply it with a clean spoon when life gets stabby, itchy, or stingy. And the bottom line alone is honey's medicine. Honey plus herbs is like giving it a PhD. Pure raw honey is the immortal superfood. Not all honey is created equal. Raw, unheated, unfiltered honey preserves the enzymes, the antioxidants, and probiotics. Monofloral honeys like Manuka or buckwheat carry those unique phytochemicals. Depending on where the bees were getting the pollen from, you want to make sure there's no glyphosate sprayed. Local honey may regulate seasonal allergies as well. And that's why it's been called the immortal food. Every spoonful has enzymes, it has minerals, it has plant medicine locked up in an amber Jurassic Park but edible little mason jar. We chase shiny new supplements all the time, my friend. Overpriced powders. But the Hive, it had it figured out so long ago, before Whole Foods existed. Honey heals wounds, fuels energy, fights infection, and preserves itself longer than your gym membership will last. Combine it with the right roots and the herbs and it becomes a pharmacy in a jar. So here's my challenge. Don't just nod along. Make one of these recipes this week. Send me a photo of it. Test it. See what your energy looks like, where your immunity increases, whatever it is. And then come back, drop the results in the comments. That's how we turn this video into a living experiment. Ancient medicine rediscovered. Like, follow, and share if you want more recipes with ancient wisdom meets modern science, because sometimes the best medicine doesn't come from a pill bottle. It comes straight from the Hive. I'm Drew Canole, and I'm on a mission to transform 100 million lives. Follow along for more epic videos.